Woo-hoo-hoo. How are you? GLoLady here, and I'm looking for my live so I can keep an eye out if someone is asking me any questions. So this is for Gemini for the month of September. Hang on, I would try to do it first. And why is it showing me Taurus? It should be saying Gemini. Well, I'm just going to have to go back there and redo that because it's saying no. Alright, it's saying my live is on Taurus. Ah, there we go. Got it. Okay, that way I can see if somebody is leaving me any messages as we're talking. And for those of you who are wondering, this is my soul chart from my Indefinite Chaos, an astrology teaching tool, which is my latest invention. So, you ready, Gemini? This is your divination reading for September 2022. All right, Gemini. Somebody's going to be doing some work upon you. And hopefully, it is you. Now, I'm hearing a lawnmower outside of my window. And hopefully, by keeping my microphone closer to my mouth, you'll be hearing what I'm saying. But, Gemini, could that be what the problem is? There are so many distractions that you can't even listen to yourself think. What's going on in the home life? Are you having issues going down on the home front? Is it like you're trying to speak, but there's a muffling of in the background? Is it your mind that is muffling? Is it your mind that is in confusion? And why is that? What role are you playing in the confusion in your mind? Are you seeing things clearly? Because if you're not seeing things clearly at the beginning of September, by the end of September, possibilities of seeing things clearer in your home front where you are living will be much different than the end of in regards to the beginning of September. So just remember to say what you mean what you say, don't say it mean, because you might speak some not so pleasant words on the home front. Because you're redoing you, and you're going to be redoing you going over who you are, who you think you are, until March. So, you hear that? Is that the angel? Or is that the devil on your shoulder who is trying to distract you, who is pulling you one way or the other, trying to say, look at me, no, look at me, no, be me, no, be this. No matter which way you're looking, it is called to thine own self be true. So, for the month of September, to thine own self be true. If you don't know who or what you are, and you are not living to your potential of, or you are still wondering who you are, well, yeah, you're and hopefully it's not a rude awakening, but yeah, it's who are you? And home is where the heart is. And if your heart ain't happy, yeah, it's not the home for you. So be aware of that coming up in September, Gemini. And do you want to be happy or do you want to be right? That is your choice, your decision, and no blame for others. If you have ideas that you want to accomplish, your hopes and wishes, well, if it's not lining up with others' hopes and wishes, then, is this just something that you're going to have to learn? Is that what the focus is? What's up with the career? Middle of the month, it's going to be, how a tube of toothpaste is, where when it's full, you don't need a whole lot of pressure to squeeze it out. Well, what happens when there's not a whole lot left? Are you playing with a full tube? Or if you are playing with a tube that hardly has any in it, do you squeeze it at the top? Or do you start at the bottom and build it? And next thing you know, you have a whole quarter that was still left in there, but just because it wasn't coming out the top, you thought it was over and done with. Well, there's a lot of retrogrades. There's a lot of going back into. So go back into and look at what your, as you're pointing the finger out, look at those three that are folded back. What are your thoughts, words, actions, deeds that have affected you more so than others have? That's a hard one. Yeah, it's a hard one, especially it's like money coming in from other people, and it's like, are we spending it wisely? Or are we using it to help others? Or are we using it in an unwise manner? There's a whole lot of change going on in there. So better use other people's money wisely. And if you're using other people's dime rather than your own, well, I don't know. That could be why people are not really always wanting to be hanging out, because they do not want to be used at this point in time anymore. So that's something that you're going to have to decide, Gemini, in the month of September. Now, we do have a lot of lessons that we need to learn, that we need to be open to learn. And remember that not everybody is a friend. So those who you think might be really aren't to your own best interests. So identifying who's who, what's what, that's going to be really important coming up in the month of September, and also continuing on after that. Because remember, Mars, that's energy. You're going to have a lot of energy. You're going to be wanting to bounce, and you will be bouncing. But if you can't stand being in your own skin and you bounce off walls when you are in your own skin in the walls of a building, and you cannot stand being alone with yourself, then you's gonna be bouncing. So coming to your own understanding, coming to your own acceptance, forgive others for not being as perfect as you are, and then you got to go in there and look at your own perfection and understand that, yeah, you're a progress in action. You're not perfection. It has not reached perfection yet either. So be open, be aware of, and yeah, mind your P's and Q's. And it's weird because I'm looking on my screen and it says that I started streaming 79 seconds ago, and I'm like, wait a minute, I know I've been on here longer than 79 seconds, so I don't think there's that much of a delay. But anyhow, Gemini, there's a bunch of junk in your trunk, and you got to get it out. What's not working, especially with your career, if you have higher aspirations, and now's the time to see them clearly. Do you, don't you? Do you, don't you? Well, I say go for it. I mean, I'm one of those go for it kind of girls. But don't allow someone else to hold you back and then blame them because you just didn't, go for it. That's not good. Hidden enemies, jail, secrets, institution. If you have not learned your lessons in dealing with, then don't be surprised if something pops up suddenly, and it might not be to your own best value to be a valuable player in your life and in your community. So, yeah, eyes on the swivel, keep an eye out. If you are doing no harm, then no worries. But if you're doing things that you shouldn't be doing, put a break on it, okay? Because, yeah, you want to be happy, and I'd rather be happy than right. So, to thine own self be true, And Gemini, is it going to take you 6 months until you get down to who you really, truly want to be and are to be? Something to think about in September, Gemini. A lot of opportunities. So, see you, love you, bye. Until October.